What's up? It's your boy Kazi, and welcome back to Kazi Plays. And with Foamstars being free to play, there's going to be a huge surge of new players that are going to be entering this game. So I thought, why not make a Chloe guide for these newer players to help them out? And that's exactly why I'm here today. So without further ado, let's go to get into it. Starting off with her weapon, Chloe has a rifle where her primary shoots out quick shots that do small damage, and her secondary shoots out a charge shot that does a lot more damage but is slower. And also, these projectiles do bounce off of walls too. Also, two things about her bullets. They actually stay up in the air for a good bit of time, and especially charge shots stay up a lot longer, so you could use them as like landmines in the air to probably have people run into them. And also, as you can see, her bullets have a special property where if you aim them just above the ground, they create a trail that you can use to save you a lot more foam. Now if we come over here and take a look at the damage, her primary shot does around 16 damage per bullet, whereas the charge shot does 43 damage per bullet. If you don't know already, every character in this game has 100 HP, so this means that 6 primary shots from Chloe does kill, or 3 charge shots, or a combination of 1 primary shot and 2 charge shots also does kill as well. Moving on to Chloe's abilities, her first skill, Tir à la mode, has 2 versions to it, where the first one, she just deploys a line of bats that go in a straight line that have a pretty decent bit of range, while the second version of it, if you hold down the button, you're able to aim and shoots out a giant foam ball. Also, with the first version of the L1, if you jump up in the air, you can actually float around a bit, while with the second version of the L1, if you're on the ground when you charge it and then you press your jump button, you can actually move up a bit to give you more freedom. Now if we take a look at the damage, obviously it's impossible to hit someone with all the bats, but you can hit them with 2 of the bats for a total of 25 damage. And if we're looking at the charge shot, it does a total of 50 damage with a direct hit. Chloe's second skill, Min de Moose, when she does that, she deploys her bat CL into the air, and once CL detects a target, chases them, and once they reach them, creates an explosion to deal damage to them. Now if we go ahead and take a look at CL's damage, we can see that CL does a total of 33 damage. And finally, Chloe's Au Diable. Basically, how it works is that she first grows some wings and is able to fly, and 3 of her abilities are changed. Her board button becomes an air dash, while her primary shoots out quick shots that create an explosion, and her secondary shoots out 3 shots that create an explosion. Also, when popping your ult, try to find a high spot to pop it at, because when you do, you'll have that extra bit of height, which means that it'll be harder for people to hit you. But do keep in mind that as the further you go along with it, you will fall back down to the default height. But even if it's only temporary, this does give you that extra layer of protection. Now, if we take a look at the damage, her primary shot does 25 per hit, and the secondary also does 25 per hit. But if you do realize it is 3 shots, so that's a total of 75 if all 3 shots do hit. When you pop your ult, sure, you're trying to get kills and picks with it, but as you can see, especially with the secondary shot, you're building up a lot of foam. So what you can do, if you're not able to hit people, you can actually trap and corner them with your shots and create a whole bunch of foam buildup, which does help your team move in a lot easier. If you made it this far into the video and want to dive further into the community, I do have a Discord link will be in the description below. There we talk about Foamstars, other games, anime, manga, and whatnot. And also you will be notified about everything that happens on the channel. So if you're interested, feel free to stop by, we'd love to have you. Now let's talk about the best gems to run on the Chloe. If we do take a look over here, for my star gems, I got skill cooldown so I can get her abilities back faster, have jump ability up to make it so that Chloe is able to reach places that other characters can't, and on top of that, with her L1, aka her first skill, Tir à la mode, she is able to follow up super higher with the first version of it. And then I have SSS fill rate on hit up, because with Chloe you do need to hit your shots in order to play her properly. So with that being said, you'll be able to build up a little bit more ult, even though her ult does come pretty quickly. Now with skill gens, I got to allow more shot speed up because with the second version of the first skill, it does take a little bit for the foam ball to travel. So with this, it makes it shoot a lot faster, and also the row of bats as well. And then I also have cooldown time down for it as well, so I can have it out a lot faster. Now in a match with Chloe, you're mainly going to be playing mid-range, but you're also going to find opportunities where you can sneak in and get some picks. And with your first skill, you're mainly going to be using the foam balls to either pick off or stun the enemies, but there are going to be times where like the enemies are really low and you'll be able to use the line of bats to pick them off that way. And then your other ability, you can just throw your bat either behind you, so then whenever somebody's flanking you, you'll be notified, or you can just chuck it into the enemy's back line to distract them. When popping your ult, try to find a high place to pop it, but also keep in mind that there are characters like Melty and Bristol that can still hit you even though you are in the air, so pay attention to where those characters are at before deciding when to pop your ult. When aiming with Chloe, the best chance for you to hit your opponents is either to predict where they're going to go or where they're going to land, similar to Tonic's, but it is a lot harder because Chloe's bullets are a lot smaller than Tonic's, so you have to be more accurate and precise. When playing close range with Chloe, you can either do two things. Either A, you can jump above your enemies and use your shard shots to hit them from above, or you can either get right into your enemy's face and then dump all of your shots with your primary, which shoots up pretty fast. Now when in a fight, it's always best to use more charge shots than your regular shots, but it is also another good strategy to keep switching between the charge and the regular shots to have your enemies on your toes and have them keep guessing which one you're using, because both shots shoot out at different speeds. With the jump, the skill gem equipped, if you drift on your board and then immediately after jump up and then pop your first skill, you will go higher and further than you normally would with the skill. If you ever accidentally put CL in your hand with your second skill and wanted to cancel it, just hop on your board and it just cancels the ability out. And yeah, that's everything to know about Chloe. But if I left something out or you guys found out something new, feel free to leave it in the comments below to share with everybody else. But yeah, if you do want more Foamstars on the channel, why don't go to support your boy. But yeah, I'll go ahead and catch y'all in the next one. Y'all take it easy.